Hi, friends! Welcome to Piku Biku. Let's enjoy some good stories and rhymes.
Long ago, in a quiet village near a dense forest, there lived a poor woodcutter. Every morning, he walked into the forest carrying his old axe, the only tool he owned to earn his living. He worked tirelessly, chopping wood from sunrise to sunset. His life was hard, but he never complained and carried on with honest effort each day. One hot afternoon, after hours of chopping, he grew tired and decided to rest by the riverbank. He placed his axe beside him and looked at the flowing water to refresh his weary mind. When he returned to his work, tragedy struck. His axe slipped from his hand and fell into the river with a loud splash. He rushed to the edge, but it quickly sank out of sight. Panicked, he knelt by the river, staring desperately into the rippling water. Without his axe, he could no longer earn a living. Worry clouded his heart. He sat down on the grass, burying his face in his hands, his mind filled with despair. What will I do now? How will I provide for my family? He thought sadly. Suddenly, the river began to glow with a magical light. The surface shimmered, and ripples spread outward as though something extraordinary was about to happen. A beautiful fairy rose gracefully from the glowing water, holding a shining golden axe in her hands. She asked gently, "Is this your axe?" But the woodcutter shook his head and said, "No, that is not mine." The fairy disappeared beneath the water and returned with a silver axe that gleamed like moonlight. Again, she asked, "Is this yours?" The woodcutter looked at it carefully and replied, "No, that is not my axe either." The fairy dipped once more into the river, leaving the woodcutter waiting anxiously. He prayed that his simple, rusty axe would be found. At last, the fairy appeared again, this time holding an old, rusty axe with a wooden handle. The woodcutter's face lit up with joy as he cried, "Yes, that is my axe." The fairy smiled warmly and handed it back to him. He clasped his hands in gratitude, overjoyed to have his precious tool returned. But the fairy was deeply moved by his honesty. She said, "For speaking the truth when you could have taken more, I will reward you." With a wave of her hand, she presented him with the golden and silver axes as well. The woodcutter gazed in amazement, holding all three axes, his old rusty one, the silver one, and the golden one. His heart was filled with gratitude. He bowed deeply before the fairy to thank her. She smiled, then vanished back into the glowing river, leaving him with blessings beyond his imagination. Carrying the three axes, the woodcutter walked back through the forest. Sunlight broke through the trees, and hope shone brightly in his heart. When he returned to the village, people gathered around him in astonishment. He showed them the golden and silver axes, and everyone admired his honesty and good fortune. That evening, he shared his story with his family at their humble home. Their faces lit up with relief and happiness as they saw the blessings honesty had brought. From then on, he continued to live simply, helping neighbors with wood and sharing his blessings with those in need. And so, the woodcutter's story spread far and wide, teaching all who heard it that honesty never goes unrewarded. Honesty is always rewarded.
Dear friends, hope you all enjoyed the story. Please join Piku Biku for more. Bye!